Hello friends and welcome back to our today's class. In today's class, you're going to learn something new. In one of our previous classes, I gave us question like this and we were posed with the question on which of these can we use power rule on. And in conclusion, we said we can use power rule on this but not this. In today's class, I'm going to show you the rule you can use for this and also for this. And that rule is what we call the quotient rule. Now, what does the quotient rule say? Remember, you can use the quotient rule on these two. In that case, quotient rule says that if you have a function y to be expressed in this form, in a rational or fractional form or ratio form, then provided that v is not equal to 0, because if such happens, it is indeterminate. When this is satisfied, then the y, if this u is a function of x and this v is also a function of x, we can now say that the y dx is equal to v, then differentiate u, which is the u dx minus u differentiate v, okay, all over v squared. So this is your quotient rule. Now, if that is the case, in this tutorial, we are only going to talk about this, okay? Now, we clean this off and we can now rewrite this here to have dy dx is equal to v du dx minus u dv dx all over v squared. Now, what this means is that we need to get the value of du dx and dv dx. Let's do that together. Remember, the numerator is always your u and your denominator is always your v. So we now have du dx. Let's get our du dx. This is our u, okay? Let's get our du dx. You do that using your power rule. Remember, your power rule says if you have a function y to be equal to x to the power of n, then dy dx is equal to nx to the power of n minus 1. We also have a tutorial on this. You can visit us to learn more, okay? Now, what it means is that to get my du dx, we are going to now have, this is our u. So I'm going to differentiate this. Let's write it out. We have 4x to the 4th minus 5x cubed plus 2x. To differentiate, use this to multiply. This multiplies will give us 24. Then take 1 from the power, according to the power rule. In that case, we are going to have x to the 3rd minus, use this to multiply, gives us 15. So we have 15x, take 1, it will become 2. Plus, there's a power 1 here, according to your indices. Use it to multiply, it becomes 2. If you take 1 from it, it becomes 0. And x to the power of 0 is 1. So when you have 2x raised to power 0, it means 2 times 1 to give us 2. So we're going to leave this as 2. Okay, so for our du dx, this is our answer. Now, the next is to get our dv dx. Okay, our dv dx, this is our v. So we can write it out to be 3x squared plus 1. Now, let's differentiate. Use this to multiply. We have 6x, take 1, we have 1. And x raised to power 1 is x, okay? In that case, you are free to take this power of 1 off. This is a constant. And when you differentiate a constant, it is always 0. So it means we are going to have 6x plus 0, which will give us 6x. So we are going to have 6x here for differentiating this function of v. I hope that is clear. Okay, the next is now to gather this we have done here and fix them into this formula. Remember, you can give this tutorial a subscription. Let's know your thought about this in the comments. Like us and share it with your friends and colleagues. Now let's continue. So we continue to now have the y dx is equal to the y dx is equal to v. Our v is this. So we have 3x squared plus 1. Okay, then du dx is this. So we have 24x cubed minus 15x squared plus 2. You return your minus sign. Your u is this function above, which is 6x power 4 minus 5x cubed plus 2x. Then the v dx is 6x. So we have 6x. All over, our v is 3x squared plus 1. We have 3x squared plus 1 raised to the power of 2. At this point, you need to do simplification. So let's simplify together. And to do that, we are going to now have, this is going to give us, we are going to expand these two. Okay, so we bring it out to have 3x squared plus 1. You expand it 24x cubed minus 15x squared plus 2. As usual, I use this to expand this, and this. Okay, this multiplies this will give us 72. Then remember, x to the power of n multiply x to the power of n. In your indices, you add the powers. So when you have x to the power of 2 multiplying x to the power of 3, it means x to the power of 5. Okay, so when you multiply this by this, it gives you 72. This multiplies will give you x to the 5th. I hope that is clear. So we use this also to multiply this, and that will give us negative 45x. Add these two to give us 4. Use it on this also, we have 6x squared. Now we come to this. Multiply with this is going to give us plus 24x cubed. Multiply this with this also, we have negative 15x squared. Multiply this, we have negative 2. Okay, so for multiplying these two, we are having 72x power 5 minus 45x power 4 plus 6x squared plus 24x cubed minus 15x squared minus 2. Now what do we do next? We expand the other one. Remember, when you have something like this, it is the same as negative 6 coming before to have 6x to the 4th minus 5x cubed plus 2x. So this is the same as this. So let's distribute. Use this on this. This multiplies will give us negative 36x. Remember, this is having 1. So 1 plus 4 will give us 5. Use it on this, we have positive 30 x to the power of 4. Then this multiplies this will give us negative 12. Then x to the power, here is having 1. So it will be x to the power of 2. Okay, now having expanded it, we have this is over what? 3x squared plus 1 raised to power of 2. So we can expand that to have, remember, when you have something like this, the same as a plus b to the power of 2. And this is a squared, raise this to power a, use 2 to multiply this 2, we have 2ab. Then square this also. So if you have this now, we're going to have 3x squared will be raised to power 2. And in your indices, x raised to power m raised to power n, or axs raised to power m means what? A raised to power n and x raised to power m will also be raised to power n. Okay? And in that case, you also multiply the power to now have a raised to power n, x raised to power m n. So this is what you have for this. So if you apply it here, it's going to give us 3 raised to power 2 will give us 9. Then x raised to power 2 raised to power 2, you multiply. It will be x raised to power 4. So we're going to have x raised to power 4. Use 2 to multiply this. 2 multiplies 3x squared multiply 1 will give us 6x squared. I hope that is cleared. Now finally, you square 1, and 1 squared is also 1 times 1 to give us plus 1. So this is what you have for expanding this. This is what you have. So we're going to have 9x power 4 plus 6x squared plus 1. Okay, remember you can also use your normal expansion for this. It will still give you the same answer. So at this point, we are going to now have, collect this together. Remember, you collect the same powers together. So we are going to have 72x to the power of 5. Collect it with 36x to the power of 5. Then we have negative 45x to the power of 4. Collect it with this, followed by the one of cube. We have 24x cube. Followed by squared. We have 6x squared minus 15x squared minus 12x squared and minus 2. Now let's check if we are still in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are in order. Some students do omit. So be careful, okay? All over 9x to the 4th plus 6x squared plus 1. So at this point, we can now conclude to say that our dy dx will be giving us dy dx is equal to, subtract this to give us 36x to the 5th. This will give us negative 15x to the 4th. Add this and, okay, this is 24x cube. This and this will give us negative 27 plus, that's negative 21x squared. And this will give us negative 2 all over 9x to the 4th plus 6x squared plus 1. We cannot simplify further. So this becomes our answer. I hope you learned a lot. If you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share this video, and remember to subscribe to us for the more you will gain from us. I will see you in our next class. Till then, stay cool and bye-bye.